I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found the peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content to sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home. When the sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Well, I'm just Brenda. How are you?
Doing good, Blue. How are you doing?
I'm good. We're gonna have a great night tonight.
That we are.
Looking forward to it.
Definitely.
It's gonna close up in it. Yeah,
What did you say? I couldn't hear ya.
that's all right. We got it good. Oh, glory. Squall's here. Sport's here.
We got a lot of people here tonight.
Adam's here.
Mm-hmm.
Joey's here. Cinnamon Giza. 3G. Christian B. Who else is here? That's all up top. We gotta go down to the bottom.
Oh, yep.
We got 25 people here. So that's cool. Nice to see you all. Great to be here. Hope all is well. Well, I had 2 doctor's appointments today. One was for my pacemaker AFib, and that was good. That was very solid, very good. The only issue was they called me yesterday and said my appointment was at 9 o'clock. So I got there at 9 o'clock. When I stood at the door to walk out of my house, I was wearing this shirt and no undershirt. And this kind of a thin shirt, short sleeve shirt. And I think, it's warm out. I'm not going to be long in the office. Well, I sat in the office waiting to be seen for an hour.
Oh, no.
By actual minute, it was 60 minutes, an hour. And I was freezing, just shivering, trying to. So they got me back in the examination room. And I said, "You have a blanket?" And the woman pulled out a little sheet of paper about that wide and that tall. She said, "This is all I've got." So I sort of wrapped myself with it a little bit. I don't think it helped at all. And then the doctor came in and she said, "How are you?" And I said, "I'm cold." And she said something else. And has there been a change in your condition? Yeah, I'm cold.
Right.
So she scolded me, said, "Work with me here, Lou. Work with me." So I tried then to, but I finally was able to get out of there. And I had discovered a wound on my leg when I got out of bed this morning. it was a raw spot on the back of my leg. I've got this severe swelling, and it's made my legs very hard, and it's susceptible to this kind of thing. So I decided to try to get some help. So I went over to my foot doctor. I have a foot doctor. And they've always been real good to me. So I went there, I walked in, I said, is there any way I can get the appointment soon? I've got it. Well, she sat me right down. They called me in and they dealt with it. They treated it, put some bandages on it, gave me the nicest blanket I've ever seen.
Hey, that's good.
I was shivering. And got that treated, and then I'm going to be on this particular treatment plan. It's a silver nitrate bandage, so hopefully that's going to take care of. They did a swab to determine what kind of bacteria, if any, I have and what they should be treating with. So I'll hear back later in the week about that. The main issue now, some of the swelling is going down, so I'm feeling somewhat better. I lost about darn near 10 pounds. I was up to 235. I'm down to 225. Still got another 10 pounds of this water weight. But I came back. The other problem is, I don't know if you can hear it, I'm having trouble with my breathing, and it's really a lung problem, and I don't know what it is. So I had an appointment set up for the end of the month, which is 2 weeks away. Well, they called me and said, we have to cancel that appointment. We can't do it that day. And I thought, oh, well, here we go. We're into July. Can you come in this Friday? You betcha.
Right?
You betcha. So I'm going in Friday, day after tomorrow, and we'll see what this is all about. Hopefully they can do something about it.
Hope so.
So I'm working as hard as I can. I'm trying to get myself set up for the next 10 years. But I'm here to tell you guys, when you're 85, which I will be in about 2 months, it's a struggle. They're one issue after another issue and every one of them is as bad as the other one. Not necessarily worse. She did say that the heart looks really good.
That's good.
She's been seeing me every 2 weeks and said, I don't need to see you back until the fall when we're going to need to change the battery out in your defibrillator, my pacemaker. So it's not a defib. It's not a defib. It's strictly a pacemaker. But I asked her about that, about whether it needed a defib. And she said, well, let's do a EKG and see what your heart function is.
Mm-hmm.
And she explained that as the amount of blood it's able to pump out, and it should be like 50 cc's. If it gets down below 35, then I become a candidate for for a defibrillator. She said, and you're at, according to your last EKG, you're at 50, so you're optimal. You got no problem here. So there's that. I've got an appointment in 2 weeks, I think, early in July, with a cardiologist who's going to go over the overall game plan for my heart, which will have to do with my need for basically at this point for further stents. So we'll be talking about that. So, like I said, I'm dealing with all this happy horse shit as best I can, and getting through it, and seem to be marginally improving. Improving when you're 85 doesn't mean the same thing it meant when you were 40. Improving is measurably incremental, maybe. But I think it's still a lot more, frankly, to do with attitude. And I work on my attitude. I do work on my attitude. So there's all that. Let's see. Ryan, oh my God, has he done it? He's got a video that'll be coming out next week. Where it's Ryan the pirate.
That's gonna be funny.
Ryan the pirate.
I can't wait to see that.
Iron Maiden. And he's reviewing about a dozen to 15 recent videos that have been posted by people of their fish tanks in our Discord server. And it's just an absolute gas. It is so funny and so satirical. And he's just, the man is a joy and a treasure. He absolutely is. I just couldn't feel more blessed and more gratified to have somebody like Ryan in my corner. He's been making videos and working on it, and they're all really good quality stuff. It's a different sort of flavor from Father Fish in some ways, and in others really not at all. He's just, I think he's more soft-spoken and a good bit more laid back. I more come at people with a cudgel, or at least a lot of people think so. I don't really, but a lot of people think so. So there's that. What else is going on? We're working on the store every day. We've decided to do away with a bunch of the package plans. And there are a couple of reasons for that. One of the main reasons is that it's impossible for us to track product if we're doing the packages. And what that means, excuse me. Okay. What that means is we need to know what we have in stock based on what we sell. And if we're selling packages, then that cuts into what's available to sell separately, which makes it difficult to know what to order and how much to order. What we've done up to this point is order only enough to fill the packages, which means there are literally dozens of wonderful items that we're selling in the package and are not otherwise available. So we're going to stand that on its head, turn it around completely, and we are now offering all of those items individually. So you can go in and you can order one of this and two of that, and 20 of that, and 3 of these, and so forth, and really not spend any more money than you would have otherwise. And you're going to get what you want rather than what's in the pack, because very often there are things in there that a lot of people don't want. So anyway, we're doing that. We're going to keep 2 of the packs. We're going to keep the stem pack, and we're going to keep the 10-gallon pack. But the 10-gallon will only be small plants. There will be no large plants in it because it's a 10-gallon tank. I mean, you can't put a 2-foot sword in a 10-gallon tank. You should not put a jungle valve in a 10-gallon tank. We got lots of small valves, corkscrew, and whatnot that will be included in that pack. So there's all that stuff. We have not yet bitten the bullet about 2-day shipping. UPS offers 2-day shipping with a warranty for about $20. It's very affordable, and for our purposes, it would be very desirable. We have not set it up yet. We want to do it mainly to be able to sell fish, because I really don't want fish to be in a box and a bag for more than 2 days. And it's prohibitively expensive to ship it postal service or FedEx overnight or even 2 days. It's a $50 minimum. So if we can actually get that price down to $20, I think we make it affordable. We can do the same thing with our plants and get them there for sure in 2 days, rather than 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 15 days through the post office. So all of that's in the works. And I'm hoping we'll be able to, to get started and kind of pull it off. I've been shy about pulling the trigger on it because I'm trying to get all the bits and pieces together to make it happen. I haven't even figured out what water we're going to ship out fish in. We can't ship it in tank water, so we need to create a cistern of treated raw water, treated new water, I should say, that will do things like control ammonia buildup, so we don't get ammonia burn in the bag in 2 days. So there are a lot of details involved in trying to make all this stuff happen. But Lord willing and the creek don't rise, we're gonna make it.
Right.
I think that's everything. Christian said, I'm glad you're keeping the stem pack. Yeah, it's a really good deal. We discovered we're giving away more than we can afford to. So we're going to reduce the quantity a little bit, not a lot, and increase the price a little bit, not a lot. But we'll still have that stem pack, and it's still going to be the deal of the century. Yeah, everybody else is selling stems for $7, $8, $9 for a stem pack, and in this pack, it'll be about $5. So it'll be still a very good deal. All right. What is this? Victor is telling Dina, I hope you enjoy saying, and the zebra was caught in Tennessee, captured in a pasture, as the Christianity community of Central Tennessee after escaping on YouTube.
I'm glad they got him safe and sound.
His helicopter, did you know about this?
Yeah, I'd heard about it. I saw it on YouTube.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
A zebra.
Yep, on the loose in Tennessee.
Got a helicopter ride.
Right. That would have to be difficult to catch, a zebra.
I would imagine, yeah. Should be able to see it though.
Oh,
Do
no.
you know why zebras have stripes?
Camouflage, isn't it? That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
Well, it prevents a predator from being able to tell one from another,
Oh, no, that's cool.
because all the stripes run together.
That's pretty cool.
When they look at a herd, they can't single out a single item, a single animal, which they have to be able to do. Do you know how they figured this out?
How?
They painted spots on the zebra.
That would be funny. I would like to see a picture of that.
I'd like to see the poor
Funny.
zebra. Poor zebra standing there. Oh wow! Look, you guys, you ain't nothing. Look at me. I ain't got those silly stripes. I got spots. Look
Right?
at the spots. Look at that. Look at that spot right there. And all the other zebras. Oh, oh wow. Look, he's got spots. Oh wow. He's our god. Spotted zebra. Oh. And they all bow down. You know how zebras bow. They bow down. And they put him up in the front of the herd because he's their new king. He is the spotted zebra. And they're marching across the plain. And the lions come in. They say, oh, the lions, our spotted king will save us. And sure enough, he saved them by giving himself as a total sacrifice.
Right?
That's how they figured out it worked.
That's too funny.
Spotted zebras. 30-foot whale shark, Armbruster said. Fish family, 30-foot whale shark. What is that about? Atlanta Aquarium. Oh my God.
Oh, wow. They got whale sharks?
They got a 30-footer. Wow. Well, that's a multi-million gallon tank. It is a monster tank.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
bigger than a monster tank. I mean, this thing is half an ocean. It's
Wow.
unbelievable. It's you can't see through from one end to the other, and it's like 20 feet tall
That is cool.
and 100 feet wide. It's a monster aquarium. There are other bigger aquariums around the world. I think Monterey is the biggest, but that's open. That's actually in the ocean. So that kind of doesn't count. But there's a massive aquarium in Japan that's astounding. The first really amazing aquarium I ever saw was a Japanese aquarium where they had just a vast room, like an enormous warehouse, just this huge, plain, empty room that was 1,000 feet in every direction. Vast, empty room. And staggered in this room were molded about 5 and 10,000 gallon molded aquarium, molded acrylic boxes, aquariums that were all like 10 feet wide and 10 feet long and 6, 7, 8 feet tall. Just plump down. And you walked around all these things. Nothing else visible. No wires, no plants, no lights, nothing. Just these boxes full of magnificent displays of fish. That probably is the most remarkable display I've ever seen. I don't even know if it's still up. That was many years ago when that was built. There are so many just enormously spectacular aquariums that have been built since then. The guys at Predatory Fins are on their way back from China, where they were invited to judge an arowana and stingray contest. Same sort of thing. I mean, the display tanks for these display fish are modular. They're 10 feet wide, 5 feet tall, 6 feet deep. Modular tanks, hundreds of them, hundreds of these tanks, row after row after row after row. Nothing in this country is even begins to be comparable. Nothing even close to it. And that's the industry doing that. That's the fish industry. The fish industry in China, and indeed all over in Japan, all over the Golden Crescent, is an enormous industry. It's not like 10 farms in Florida, which is about all that's left there, and a few importers in California, New York, and Florida, and I guess Texas. Nothing like that. They have in, I don't remember what city it's in, a vast arena, enormous arena that is owned by the Chinese Aquatic Co-op, which is farmers. And there are, in any day, thousands of farmers in this market selling their fish. Thousands of them. It's utterly massive. Again, beyond anything we can even imagine. Row after infinite rows. Too many rows to walk down of the most spectacular fish. Just astounding fish. If we saw one of those fish in one aquarium, in one shop in the States, we would tell everybody about it. And this place has millions of them. Just, we don't get to see in this country what's available in the industry. We really don't. And partly it's because we've done things like ban the red arowana, for which there is zero justification. In point of fact, it is restricting the growth and development of the population of that species. There has not been a red arowana caught in the wild in nearly 50 years. Nearly, well, 25 years to be sure. Before that, it was rare. They're all bred in captivity. They all have microchips in them. I mean, you can't even sell them off the market because they're microchipped. So we know whose they are, what farm they came off of, who bought them, who sold them. You know, that's eminently traceable, and yet we banned them. It's just the ignorance and stupidity of government. But that's not even the reason we don't get to see what's available. The reason that we don't get to see it is because the market is so big in Southeast Asia and in the Orient that very little of the really high quality stuff ever gets out. In point of fact, virtually none of it ever gets out. Predatory Fins has got some because they go there and they buy it and they ship it back. And they've got some remarkable stuff. And they do that. They have to do it routinely. They have to go to China a couple of times a year to buy product to bring it back. They bought a tank, had it an acrylic tank, had it made in China. The tank is 40 feet long. This for their new shop, their new warehouse on Long Island. 40 feet long. I think it's 8 feet deep and six plus feet tall. They have a video of moving it. in the place and the building. I don't know where those guys are getting the money. I know they're supported by some very wealthy hobbyist fish keepers who have put up millions of dollars for them to do what they're doing. And they're having two of them. One of them is a guy who's been doing big fish here on the East Coast for years and years. The other is I think he's Chinese, might be Korean, guy who was on the West Coast raising stingrays. And they finally got themselves together and have formed a team that's just mind-boggling. I am so looking forward to putting in an order with them when I can get enough money together to be able to do it. I've already got tanks set up for some big fish. So hopefully soon, hopefully this fall, I'll be able to get an order of some larger arowana, maybe an arapima or two. I would love to get a fly river turtle. Just, oddball stuff, tigerfish, stingrays to be sure. We'll see, but that's the that's the plan. They ship those fish all over the country. You can go on their website and buy from them. They have a wholesale list, so I'll be able to get a little more, which means I'll be able to sell it then at their price. So I'm not gonna need to jack the price up above what you can get it for with a 2-hour drive north of me. Anyway, there's all that. What's going on in the chat?
Well, actually, we've got a couple of questions. The first question is, Father Fish and Dina, what was the first fish you owned?
That's a good one. What was your Dina?
Actually a betta fish when I was a little girl.
Yeah, mine was not. We didn't have bettas when they were not available. Mm-hmm. Angels had only just become available.
Wow.
We had guppies, we had mollies, but they were not Yucatan mollies. They were green sailfin mollies out of Florida. What else did we have? Oh, we had zebras, mountain minnows, I think. No catfish. I don't believe. There were no quarries. I'm talking 1948, 49, 1950. Mm-hmm. Before really, this is a funny thing. In the 1860s, mid-1850s, scientists figured out how to make glass flat so it could be used for windows. Up to that point, there was no flat glass. Now, they call it floating glass because that's basically how it's made, and still made today. It's molten glass, which is silica sand, melted silica sand that's poured out on these trays and allowed to cool or chilled or whatever, and it forms glass. Depending on how much is poured, determines the thickness of the glass and so forth. Well, once that happened, not only did windows begin appearing everywhere in everybody's house, but some fishing people decided they could put 5 pieces of this glass together, or 4, and set it on some kind of a stone platform and glue them together somehow and make a fish tank out of it. And so they did. And that started about 1860. within 10 years of that happening, by 1870, every city in this country had not one, not two, but a whole group of fish clubs
That's impressive.
that met regularly, monthly or whatever, to trade fish. There were stores, but the stores were kind of limited because the club model and I found this when I supported a club, started a club in Venice, Florida. I found that the club actually substantially took away from the sales of the store because people would save their money up to go to the club meeting and buy fish from the auction, because every club has an auction. And the auction is nothing more than the fish that members are breeding, that they have an excess of, or that they're trying to make a little money with. And so you go and you get really good deals, usually buying fish from other club members. So I'm going to do a club here, but it's going to be different. It's going to be owned by Father Fish. It will be the Father Fish Club. And to sell something at the auction is going to cost you probably half of whatever you sell the other for. And Father Fish is going to put substantial numbers of items in the auction. So they'll be wonderful auctions. Probably won't do minimums because I don't like minimums. They never really work.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of fish I can get inexpensively enough to be able to put them in the auction. The point being that I want to be able to give people a chance to get together and meet each other and share, because that's so important. But at the same time, I can't be cutting my own throat and shutting my business down or straining my business by taking customers away in creating a club. So I'm working to find a way to do that. We're going to do it. Clubs are so important and such a vital part of nearly all really good hobbyists' lives, because it's where you can share. You really can't even do it on YouTube. That you can get whatever each individual creator is putting out, and there's some guys who've got a lot of high quality product that they're putting out, and others who are just chatting about this and that, and there's some misinformation, although that's not as big an issue as some folks would like to believe it is. Generally, this is what works for me, and that's all fine. But you need to be able to have that interchange. You need to be able to say, wow, what do you do when? Or, but what if? Without being able to get answers to those questions. And I get it all the time. I get people call me up. I mean, I have a $25 for half an hour with Father Fish consultation fee on their store. Nevertheless, I took 6 calls today, none of which were consultation fees, every one of which were in-depth analysis of some very creative and very interesting projects that people were working with. And I didn't have the heart to say, across my palm with silver, I'll tell you your future. So I don't know. I don't know how you deal with that one exactly. What else do we have? I'm doing a lot of talking here tonight.
We've got a question from 209 Control. Help, I bought your soil, made mud, capped with 3 inches of sand. It's gassing bad. Soil is on top of the sand now. Not sure what went wrong there.
Bought your soil, made mud. Cap with 3 inches of sand. Okay, so there's 3 things that I would not do. I don't make mud. I mean, 10 years ago, I talked about making mud in some videos that are 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't talked about that in many years. I do it dry. Cap with 3 inches of sand. I've never recommended that unless it was a very, very big tank. Now, I'm wondering how deep the mud was because it's gassing with soil on the top, which means that dirt has to be deeper than the 3 inches of sand. And the rule of thumb is that the sand is always double the depth of the dirt. And if you do that, it's impossible for the soil to get on top of the sand. I don't care how much gassing it does. It can't happen. So there were mistakes made here. Don't know exactly what they were. What I would recommend you do is add another inch of sand. I mean, apparently your mud is too deep, or it would not be able to work up through that sand. The sand might be gravel, might not be sand. Just because he says it's sand doesn't mean it is. The dirt I bought was barely an inch. So too much sand? No, not at all. 1 inch of dirt and 3 inches of sand. That what you're saying cannot happen. It's impossible. There's no way that 1 inch of dirt can work its way up through 3 inches of sand. Something else is going on. I mean, maybe when you put the dirt in, it was not level, but it made mud. It almost certainly would have been level. I don't know whether you contoured the sand at all and might have some places lower than others. Had a lot of twigs. What had a lot of twigs?
Good question.
What is it that had twigs in it? Should I something? Certainly wasn't the dirt. There's no twigs in the dirt that I sell. So I don't know what the twigs thing is. The dirt is what? The dirt had twigs in it? Then it wasn't my dirt. I don't know what it was, but my dirt doesn't have twigs.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even have wood chips. It's mulch. It has mulch in it. And it has peat moss in it. But those are not twigs. I don't know. What else can you tell us? I'll tell you what you need to do. You need to come up here and show us the tank.
That would be best.
209, why don't you get your camera together? We got the link posted. Let's take a look at this and see if we can figure out what's going on, because right now it's not making any sense to me. What else we got?
Let's see. The next question that I've got starred is from Darbwire.
Darbwire, putting a tank together with floating plants and anubias, small area of rooted plants. Out of your supplement, something I can use in lieu of it. The problem, you can, yes. You're not gonna get close to the supplement because it just contains too much in it. But there are some basic things you need. There are two that are pretty simple and pretty basic. One is iron. You need some form of iron oxide. Now, frankly, if worse, you can put iron nails in it or iron shavings. I mean, you can do that. You can do iron oxide. You can do iron fertilizer. Anything with iron in it. And the other is buffer. You need baking soda. And you need enough of it to be able to hold the pH stable. Now, those are the basic ones. You can then add to that Epsom salts, which gives you potassium and magnesium, both of which are critical to maintaining the health of the fish. So those are three things that you probably have laying around the house that you can use to be able to deal with three of the most basic issues of the substrate. It'll maintain a buffer. It'll provide iron for the plant, which is basic, and it'll provide some trace element. Now, in time, even doing that level, that gets enough growth going that as leaves die and they are allowed to stay in the tank and precipitate through it back down into the soil, they're bringing a wider range of nutrients with them than you have. So you're improving the nutritional foundation of that soil by allowing the things that are dying to stay in the tank and precipitate through it. Obviously, if you got a 10-gallon tank, you don't want a 6-inch Oscar dead in the tank. I mean, you could do that, and then a week or so, it would rot out and begin precipitating, and within 2 weeks, it would be perfectly fine. But it's going to create a god-awful, stinking mess in the meantime and kill everything else. So you probably don't want to do that. But anything small you can. The other thing that's basic is a food web. And all a food web is an inoculation of natural microfauna in the tank, along with some of the nutrients that it needs in the form of decaying leaf matter to be able to then further enrich this soil with those items as they die and precipitate through the sand into the substrate. So you can do all this. It takes longer, but it's every bit as effective. And in 6 months to a year, you're going to have a pretty well balanced tank that's going to have all of the life and the energy, the nutrients that the plants and fish need, because this is creating macrofauna, which is food for small fish. All the rotifers and the scuds and daphne and so forth. So there's that. All right.
And then Fish Works FM93 has this question. He was wondering if you could show a picture of the new fish food.
I don't know. Is it not up yet? May not be.
He's saying it's not up yet. I think Megan's still working on it.
Okay. Yeah, we've got a couple of new foods. The flake food is amazing. We have another one that we've been working with that's semi-frozen. It's kept not frozen but refrigerated, and it's as close to a live food as you can possibly get. It's never frozen solid, so it never breaks down all of those all of those amino acids and other organic nutrients that are such an important part of the fish's diet. We've been feeding, it comes in a couple of formulas. We've been feeding a krill garlic, I think, formula for about 3 weeks. And we love it. I mean, it's a wonderful food to feed. All of the fish enjoy it. We're getting good result with it. We're trying to figure out right now how we can repackage it and ship it cold. And I think we've got that pretty well worked out. So that's something that's going to be available soon. Don't know exactly when. The flake food should be posted pretty quickly. I'm a little surprised it's not up yet.
Fishworks FM 93 wants to know, does it come in a can?
No. Well, we don't sell it in a can.
Mm-hmm.
The flake food we sell currently are selling it in a Ziploc or a small bag. The other stuff we will sell in a small jar. We have to get the jars and we have to get labels and all this.
Yeah.
We haven't got all that worked out yet.
Mm-hmm.
And we lost our label company.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was very sad. One of the women on YouTube has been doing labels for a few years now. She was doing all of ours. And they had a loss in the family, which was the owner of the business. And the family couldn't keep it going, so they're having to give up the business. And then it was just an amazingly high quality product. Frankly, probably a lot higher than we needed. I mean, we were putting vinyl labels on disposable plastic bags, which didn't make a lot of sense. But you can peel them off and say,
right, you could definitely do that.
So we're working on label stuff. I think we're going to do the printer. For a lot of it, we'll just do it on our printer. But that's something else we had not put together yet. I think we got somebody on staff who can do that.
That's good.
Who's got some skill along those lines. I know I didn't. Boy, I don't know what's wrong with my throat. I get to talking and it's like I can't speak. It's not enough air or something.
Yeah.
Really weird. I keep thinking maybe I have pneumonia.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got this appointment Friday, so I'm gonna know by then what's going on.
Do you have any of that vapor rub stuff? Maybe that would help. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I just got this lung cleanse stuff. I've been hacking this. No, I don't have any vapor or anything. I thought I'd just wait because I frankly don't know what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
This is recommended by Amazon, so it must be good.
That was good. My question is what's it taste like? Because most medicine's horrible.
I think it's got sugar in it or honey.
That's cool.
I think it's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It probably is. Yeah, it tastes like probably has honey. I don't know. I'll tell you what's in it. I can't read this. Let's see. It has mullein leaf. Who's here?
You got OC and Kenneth Jacobs.
All right. Let's get OC up here.
This is the mess I made with your system, sir.
Say what?
I said this is the mess that I made with your system.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay.
And as you can, I honestly, I feel like I followed them to a T. And then just, it was beautiful for 2 weeks. I was loving it. And then all of a sudden it started gassing really bad. And
Well,
then
the gassing, okay. You're panicking unnecessarily. The gassing is normal, and it was not bringing dirt up. There is no dirt in there. There's no dirt.
all that stuff right there is not dirt?
That's from the plants.
Really?
Yeah, really. That's from the plants, and it's totally normal. You've got some dead leaves there, bunch of dead leaves. That's all plant material. Just leave them there. Let them break down and precipitate back into it. There may be a little bit, but there doesn't look like 3 and 1, but I can't tell. But I think you're not in the trouble you think you're in. What kind of filter do you have in there?
What's that?
What kind of filter do you have?
I was just, I did my own kind of like overhang thing just so it could go slow because I didn't want too strong of a flow. So I'm having it bubbled in there.
Okay, well, kick it up and get a sponge filter. The sponge filter will clear up that water.
Oh, it will. Oh, yeah. I had a sponge filter. I took it off just because I thought I was agitating the water too much.
So don't worry about that. It's not going to agitate it enough to matter. It won't be a problem. Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but it's just like if you touch it, like it just, you see that?
Yeah, that's normal.
It is?
And it's just nitrogen.
Okay. No, because I had to bring it into the garage because it smelled really bad inside the house.
Well, it shouldn't.
That's weird. I've never had a tank this
Don't
smell.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, but made me bring because it smelled like cow farts. That's what everybody kept telling me.
Yeah, well, that may or may not be.
No, okay. Well, I just needed some reassurance, and I got it, and I appreciate it.
Good, you bet. Okay, keep us posted.
Yeah, thank you. And then,
All right, you played great.
all right,
Good.
all right. Thank you.
All right, bye for now. Thank you. Ken is here.
Yep.
Ken in the garage. Ken Jacobs in the garage. Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm well. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Super. So this is the tank. I ordered over Memorial Day weekend these plants, and they, as usual, they got caught in Carroll Stream. No fault of yours or mine. And they were fine anyway. So they took a long time to get here, and boy, the roots were so nice they didn't care. So actually, 2 weeks prior to that, actually maybe 3. So we're going back to 3 days. So 3 weeks. I took this jar. I went to a Target store and dropped like $15 on a 1 gallon jar.
Oh, nice.
Promptly ran off to a stream. I think it was too clean, but it got nice and green in this thing. Oh, and I completely messed up my first one. I did not know about the sand yet.
Okay.
And so it was pretty gross, and it got pretty green. And I mentioned that because I ended up with a pretty green overall 20-gallon tank.
Right.
And if you remember, I'm one of those clowns that called you for a $25 consult to settle the barbershop argument.
Right.
And by the way, that was so much fun. Yeah, like you have to have something to talk about.
Right.
And a fish tank is great. Everyone loves a fish story.
Right.
So it's ideal. And all of a sudden now I'm connecting with my customers on a whole new level.
Right.
And I ask them, what kind of fish tank you do? And then I have to tell them the story, how the argument got out of hand. Everybody was in uproar. And I paid $25 to get Father Fish on a video. And at
Right.
that point, I really got Bobby this time, right?
You bet.
And I'll say look at these plants. So these are all the plants I got in the stem pack, and I was glad that you're not going to discontinue the stem pack.
Right.
The crypts are great. The swords are great. I had some floaters already. Those are a wonderful thing. You know, I've got the sticks and the boards in there. If we're lucky, the shrimp will make an appearance. There's some algae eaters in there. So there was a guy helping me with my garden over the weekend. And I can see more crypts, and you can see the swords in the background again. And then there's a whole dark area back here. I don't know if I can zoom in or anything. That's where the shrimp lives.
Okay.
And
Do you have
what those are? Those are those really long plants.
The Vallisneria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call them the V plants.
Filter in there.
Oh yeah. So there's two filters. There's two bubbling filters.
What are they? They're little sponges, aren't they?
Yeah, they're this.
Tiny little sponge. You need bigger sponges.
Oh yeah.
One big one.
Oh, super. Oh, I'm so glad I came on. Yeah. All right. Because I thought I'd get two, and then if I had any success at all, I could have
bigger. Just get one big one.
Okay.
And then keep running the two little ones and the one big one.
Oh yeah, okay.
We sell giant ones. They're all on the website. I think we have small, extra small, medium, large, and extra large. I think we got 4 sizes. You want the large, not the extra. The extra large is about 8 inches in diameter. That would be for like a 75-gallon tank.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah,
That's what they call it, extra large.
But the 4-inch or even the 6-inch would be good. 4-inch would be adequate.
Okay.
I think they've done by size. I don't know. I didn't.
Oh yeah, So I mean, look at the dirt. So after the jar, I wisened up, right? So my new jar, nice soil. Oh, by the way, I think that is these what is that?
What do you? I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's an X-wing fighter. Some Jedi dumped his X-wing fighter in my swamp.
I love it.
I have to talk to Yoda about that later.
Right?
Yeah. Good thing they're tiny.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Take over the world if they weren't.
That's about it.
So, yeah, no, it's gardening got me into this. I followed plants here, so I was really interested in the soil.
Right.
And the soil was fantastic. And
Right.
all across the board.
Yeah.
And I tried to get it as flat as possible, and it's harder than you think. I mean,
I know.
It's like punching up over here already.
Yeah, it does. You got plenty of sand, though. I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay, yeah, good. So I did an experiment over here. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, I got mint, because anybody can grow that.
Cool.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Nice.
Oh, but I did this experiment where I pushed the sand down here in the middle, all the way down.
Right.
Just to see what was going on here with the soil, between the sand and the soil and the green. Not enough to make a difference.
Oh.
And then I heard that conversation earlier about the mud and the dry.
Yeah.
And I remember I saw the video with the mud and I'm like, oh, darn it, why didn't I think of that? And then before I did it, I saw the one that said, well, you can do the dry. That's okay. It might even be better.
Yeah, I don't know. I think probably on balance, the mud is better because you can get it level. And that's a real issue. It tends to want to create hills and valleys. And then when you put the sand in, it's not it's not evenly distributed. It's, shallower in some places than
Yeah.
others.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, no, there you go. I mean, that's where you start getting into the art as well as the science, though.
Well, exactly.
I haven't had a dirt volcano yet, you see, so that might
Right.
change everything.
Likely to. You don't have a lot of depth in that dirt.
Yeah.
A lot of depth in the sand.
So,
But plants look great.
yeah, the plants are loving it. We'll see. Well, I got a ways to go before I could take anything serious with the fish, I believe. Although the algae eaters tore the place up.
Yeah, if you get that bigger sponge filter in there, and then really work on the food web, you'll be amazed how quickly it'll come along. You got a lot of growth in there.
You know what? I got to check this out. Are you kidding me? I planted those 10 days ago, and that root sprouted up.
That's amazing, isn't it?
I thought, well, probably got its start because it was in the dark in the packaging there at the Carroll Stream facility. But then I was looking around. Hang on, I don't know where the other one was, but I swear to you, there's another one that popped up too. I was like, are you kidding me?
Nice.
But I'm not really surprised as a gardener because those roots is what I did was they were hard to plant because the roots were so long. I had to dig a trench, and then drop the roots down in it, and then flick it, and then get the sand to cover it up, and then push the stem up, a little bit. And then like almost had to weave it to the next one. So inevitably, that's one of the roots between these two plants.
Clever.
And then there, and then there.
Wow.
Maybe that one should be. It gets ridiculously fun, but unfortunately, that's a dead snail. I had 4 of them though, but boy, I'll tell you, I love these guys. These mystery snails.
Oh, they are cool.
They whack. If for a starter thing, you can see like crazy results with these clowns right away.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
And its shell can be a great source of calcium for the tank as well.
I'm burying some dead stuff. I left the dead leaves on. But the algae eaters just polish those bad boys.
Oh, they will.
Yeah, they just love them. So I almost thought they were going to spring back to life. But that's I think where I saw the other roots popping up. So that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, this is one of the barber's son is going to University of Kentucky, so he got a bottle of Blanton's and watched the Kentucky Derby. Everyone was a loser but me. I took the bottle cap home and it's pinning the sword down.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Of course, these derelicts want to get another one. They want to get the gold horse one, and then they want to come in and whatever fish jumps or shrimp jumps on it first, that's the winner. But leave it to the barbers to find a way to gamble on fish, right?
Yeah, right. Looking good.
Definitely.
Oh man! But what? This thing, I love it when the shrimp comes flying across here, and then jumps up in here. It'll swim through this thing and pop out in another direction, swim around back there by the heater. But not so much. They were pretty. When I first got them, they were pretty jumpy. Now they're camping out, and when they come out real slow.
Oh yeah, once they get used to the environment, you'll be amazed. I'll be right back.
All right. Thank you, Ken. Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm trying to get off of here. I guess I should wrap it up and let somebody else have a say.
Okay.
What do I just hit? Leave? That's not rude, is it? I'm new to this, as you can tell.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Ken.
All right. No, thank you, Father Fish.
Say hi to the guys. All right, Jacob. Hi, Jacob.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I'm noticing here, we look here, maybe they'll do it. So I don't know if those loaches are just getting too big, but I don't know. It's weird. I never seen that behavior. So I just watched them. They kept like headbutting each other and like circling each other like back and forth. Are they getting aggressive or are they just
What
male and
are they?
female?
What are
The,
they?
the clown loaches
Oh, they're just playing. They do
playing?
that.
Okay.
Yeah. They're very much a community animal.
Okay. Because I mean, I don't see nobody breaking out with nothing or anything. So I
I've
just did.
never seen them beat each other up, but they hang together and they swim
Yes.
together all the time.
Oh, yeah. Look, he's getting big.
The keyhole, yeah, certainly is. Nice.
And his female is too. She likes to come out. He's getting really white though. He lost the blue and is going white, so that's pretty
Oh,
cool.
mm,
Hmm.
nice.
But yeah, I'm still getting wee little runners still coming in very little. So I mean, I got very little nitrate, but it
Right.
did up it when I did add those four um glass catfish. It did give me like five, anywhere between, like, the guy told me it was maybe five, if that, maybe 10. So it did give it a little nitrate, but I think it done wiped itself out again.
Huh. Right.
Now, what if I say, let's say I take a lot of these plants out and restart it to let it take over again? Will that hurt the system or no?
Not at all. Not at all. You could even plant some of them in the back or set up another tank. You have enough there to set up another tank.
Serious. There's the my bushy nose. That's the
Yeah.
female.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you would like it too because it'll give you more depth of field.
Oh yeah. And then I still got the little bugs here on top. They jump.
Right.
They're all
Little
bouncing right
hoppers.
there.
Little hoppers. Nice.
But it's amazing. 4 months, I still don't really have all this blackness that you're seeing. If you look really, really close, okay, it's not bacteria. What this is breakdown of leaf litter. This is actually
Right.
feeding my substrate. I
Right.
don't have no algae. I've actually completed the system 100%. It's amazing. I actually can't believe it. I've actually mastered it this time, and it feels amazing to be able to explain how my system actually works to people, how it's supposed to work, and then, a lot of times people want to rush it. You don't want to rush it. Take a breath, take your time, relax with it, and just be patient with it. Everybody wants a lot of outcomes right away, and it's just not going to work like that. You got to just take your
Yep.
time,
Yep.
be patient.
Yeah. Very good. Thank you so much, Jacob. Nice to
thank,
see you.
thank y'all.
Bye bye. All right. She ain't here, but I am. Let me get me there. We don't need Dina. We can we can do this. We can do this with no help. All I gotta be able to do is breathe and talk at the same time, which is a problem, mind you. Oh, gloriosity. So, what time is it? 7 o'clock. We've been here an hour and 15 minutes. And all I've done is run my mouth. There she is.
Hey. Yeah, with
Oh,
this
dear.
sprained ankle, it's taking me longer than usual.
Right. Oh. So Jacob asked about taking the plants out of the front of his tank if that
Yeah.
would hurt anything.
Oh, no,
So
it won't. I did it on
I thought it
mine.
was a brilliant idea. Told him they'd be perfect. Right.
Yeah, it's
The
a
other
good way
day,
to transfer them to other tanks.
set up another tank with it. Right.
Exactly.
Oh, glory.
How you feeling, Lou?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm fading fast.
Hey, well, we can call it a night if you want.
Yeah, I'll give you a limit, but let's do a few more minutes. We'll see if any. Adam, did you want to come up? He was saying he wanted in. I don't know what he's talking about.
We have a starred comment from him. Father Fish, you were right. Spinach added distracted by angelfish, and he's leaving my plant alone now. Gracias.
Yeah, that works. Also, duckweed works. Oh, the angelfish. I was thinking goldfish. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, spinach is kind of recommended as a uniquely appropriate food plant for fish. Probably because it contains a lot of iron. It's soft enough to be able to bite off chunks of it, and it's a relatively thick leaf plant, so you get some volume with it. I like, and you can blanch it. If you blanch it, all that does, I would not cook it, but blanch it just enough to get it kind of soft. What else? Holy moly. Fish work. Holy moly.
Actually, we got another question. Father Fish and Dina, going away for the holiday, have brought a holiday block. What do you usually do? I had a tank when younger and overfed them when they went away, so a bit worried. Cheers, Craig.
A holiday block. I assume that's like a block of food. Yeah, I'll tell you what I would do with that. I would smash it up into kind of a fine powder and put it in the bird feeder. And just not worry about feeding the fish. If you're gone for anything under a month, your fish are going to be just fine. Won't be an issue at all. Don't worry about them. You'll come back, they'll be fatter and healthier than when you left. Vernon Miles is here. Hey, Vernon.
Hi, Father Fish. How you doing? Update on the baby fire mouse. We're down to 75 out of all of them.
Wow, not bad.
And my daughter-in-law comes over the other day. She said, "Dad, you've got fish." I said, "Yeah, I know." She said, "No, you have tiny baby fish."
Right.
I don't know if the camera picked up, but those are the parents: a green terror and a blue occur, or electric blue.
Wow.
So I can't wait to see what these are going to look like.
That'll be real interesting.
But between the two parents, they have totally destroyed the bottom of this tank.
I'm sure of it.
They've dug pits.
Look at that.
We're down. All the dirt's been pulled up.
That is quite a pair.
And they've pulled up just about every plant that I had off the mother plants.
Chewed them up, didn't they? Yeah. Now, these babies are big enough. I don't know. I guess I'd leave them. Might as well. What are you feeding the babies?
Right now, I am feeding them the micro pellets crushed up.
Okay, that's cool.
And then I'm also putting a little spirulina formula in there.
Yeah, that's fine. Pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
But I took a picture, and I think I've got like 60, 65 of these babies.
Yeah, it'll be real interesting to see what they grow into. It's going to be a pretty fish. I
Yeah.
would love to see that Acara with orange tip fins. That would be cool. He's got a little bit of it.
Yeah, she's got some across the top
They're
one.
basically the same fish. It's separate species, but they're kissing cousins.
No, they definitely kiss.
Yes, indeed. Same family of fish.
Yeah, but I can't wait to see because both of them have got the orange on the fins, and
Right.
both have the blues. So
Yeah. The Aquidens, I think. Nice.
but they definitely made me take everything else out of the tank because they cornered everything in either end of the tank and wouldn't let nothing move.
Right.
But there's a little closer
Well,
up
you've
on.
given them the tank. You made the ultimate sacrifice. So.
I'm glad I had extra tank.
Yeah, really. That's pretty
But,
neat. I like
but all
that.
right, guys, I'm going to let you go, Father Fish. So I know you want to get off. So you guys have a good night.
Thank
You
you, Vernon.
too. Thank you for showing off your tank.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome. See you guys.
See ya.
Doobie-doo. Doobie-doo.
Yeah.
What else is going on? For high quality live cultures. Oh, Phillips Fishworks, yeah. Somebody was asking me about that today, and I just defer to them. They're doing such a high quality job. It makes no sense at all for me to try to get out into a ditch and find some culture worth having and then shipping it out and having it fail half the time. So, God bless them. That's a great little business.
Definitely.
And they're doing very well with it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exciting. What else? What else?
I think that's pretty much it. I think we're caught up.
Down to the bottom. All right.
I'm going to add a link to Phillips Fishworks just in case anybody wants to check him out. I love his bag of bugs culture.
Right. Doobie-doo.
Start out with just a few scuds, and once you start raising them, wow, I've got several tanks of them now.
Right. Oh, my word. All right. I'm going to do it. I'm worn out. Sorry, I haven't got 2 hours at midnight. But I'll be back Sunday and might be better. I am improving. I saw the art specialist today, and they said it's that the trajectory is upward.
Hey, that's good.
Getting stronger and healthier,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel that way. It's just going to take a little while longer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, are we done?
Think so.
Music? Let's get the music up.
Mm-hmm.
There it is right there. Go play our song.
I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Is there, when I sing, is there a gap?
No, not that I can hear. Guys, can you hear it?
Glad to hear it. I don't know. I can't tell. Glad
Yeah, I
to,
don't hear it on my end.
if you'll hear a cat, let me know. Because I don't want to do I can hear the, I can hear the, I
You want to hear echo? Yeah.
don't want to do an echo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All
When
right.
the sunlight shines upon them and
And
the
the
colors
colors
begin to glow, I am drawn into a world
This is
where
sick.
my heart longs
We had
to
some people in
go.
this week.
I imagine scenes of
Sing along.
beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home. I have traveled the world over, but never found the peace that comes from watching my fishes as they swim about their home. My heart is happy and I am content
For loving us
to
all.
sit and watch them swim. I will not be alone while these fishies are in my home.
Jesus doesn't
When the
need
sunlight shines upon them and their colors begin to glow, I am drawn into a world where my heart longs to go. I imagine scenes of beauty and feel the warmth of love. I love my little fishes as they swim about their home.
Well, love you all.
Love y'all.
Be back Sunday. Hail her and heart of your dinner. Make sure you get over on Discord. Share your joy. Share your joy. Good night, everybody.
Good night.